Hello everyone, this is Teacher Michelle and welcome to another episode of Unang Math. In this episode, our lesson is about circumcircle and circumcenter of a triangle. Okay, let's start with circumcircle. When we say circumcircle, this is a circle that passes through all the vertices of a polygon. Okay, the polygon that I am referring here is a triangle. So this is a circle that passes through all the vertices of a triangle. Okay, let's draw triangle inside this circle. So this circle that passes through all the vertices of this triangle is what we call the circumcircle. Okay, what about circumcenter? Okay, in this figure, this is our circumcircle because it passes through all the vertices of this triangle A, B, C. Okay, what about circumcenter? The circumcenter that I am referring here is this point, point O. Okay, now, there are two important concepts that you have to understand when it comes to circumcenter. Circumcenter is the perpendicular bisector of the three sides of a triangle. Okay, from the word bisector, it means it divides a side or a figure into equal figures. So, this is a perpendicular bisector of the three sides of a triangle. So, this is side of a triangle, side of a triangle, side of a triangle. Bisector meaning it divides this side into equal parts or into equal sides. So here and then here. And take note, we have here the word perpendicular bisector. So it's the perpendicular bisector of the three sides of a triangle meet at a single point O. So this is our point, which is the circumcenter of triangle ABC. So this is the circumcenter. And if it's a perpendicular bisector, then that means there is a right angle form here. Okay, right angle form here. Okay, next. The distance from the circumcenter to the three vertices of the triangle are equal. Okay, the distances from the circumcenter, so this is our circumcenter, to the three vertices of the triangle. So these are the vertices. So this distance, and this distance. According to this one, these distances are equal. Okay, now, why equal? This distance, this one, and distance. Because these three distances are the radius of this circle. That's why this distance is equal to this distance equal to this distance. Okay, now let's give an example by answering this concept check question. In the following figure, point O is the circumcenter. So we have this point, a circumcenter of triangle ABC. Which of the following triangle is an isosceles triangle? So when we say isosceles triangle, there are two sides that are equal and two angles of the same measure. So the first option here is triangle OAB. So OAB. So it means this triangle. Which of the following triangle is an isosceles triangle? Is triangle OAB an isosceles triangle? The answer is yes. Since from the circumcenter to the vertices of the triangle, these are equal distances because these are the radius of the circle. So meaning this side is equal to this side. So this is an isosceles triangle. Okay, what about triangle OEC? So we have here OEC. So this triangle. Okay, this is not an isosceles triangle, but this is a right triangle. So this is not an isosceles. Okay, for number 3 option, we have here triangle OFA. So OFA. So this triangle. Okay, this is also a right triangle. So this is not an isosceles. Okay, for number 4 option, we have here triangle OBC. So OBC. So it means this triangle. Okay, this is a radius. Radius. And this is actually the distance from the circumcenter to the vertices of the triangle. These are equal in measure because these are the radius. So it means this side is equal to this side. So these two sides of this triangle are equal in measure. So number 4 option is an isosceles triangle. So we have here the first and the fourth option. Okay, now let's also answer this simple question. If point O is the circumcenter of triangle ABC, what is the measure of angle X? So triangle ABC, we have a triangle ABC, and O is our circumcenter. Okay, let's start with this first triangle or with this first figure. O is the circumcenter of triangle ABC. So what is the measure of angle X? So we are trying to find the measure of this angle. Okay, so this angle belongs to this triangle. And this side of this triangle is the radius of the circle. This is also the radius of the circle because this is the distance from the circumcenter to the vertices of the triangle. And those distances are equal. So it means this triangle is an isosceles triangle. So if these two sides are equal, then that means these two angles are also equal. So if this is 28 degrees, this is also 28 degrees. So to find angle X, 180 degrees minus the sum of 28 and 28. So that would be 28 plus 28. So that would be 100. That would be 28 plus 28 is 56. So 180 minus 56, then this is now equal to 124 degrees. So it means angle X is 124 degrees. Okay, what about in this second figure? We're looking for the measure of angle X or this angle. Okay, this angle belongs to this triangle. And this triangle is actually equal to this triangle. Okay, if we're going to take a look at this bigger triangle, this side of this bigger triangle is the radius of the circle. This is also the radius of the circle because it's from the circumcenter to the vertices of the triangle. So these are equal in length. So in this triangle, okay, we can say if these two sides are equal, then that means this angle measure is also equal to this angle X. Okay, now, it's given that this is 62 degrees. Of course, this is right angle, so it's 90 degrees. Then, to find this angle, it's going to be 180 degrees. So, we have 180 degrees minus the sum of 90 and 62. So 90 plus 62 degrees. So 90 plus 62, that's gonna be 152 degrees. So 180 minus 152 degrees. Then we have here 28 degrees. So it means this angle is 28 degrees. Okay, since this is 28 degrees, then this is also 28 degrees. Because as we said a while ago, this is an isosceles triangle. These two sides are equal, so it means these two angles are also equal in measure. So angle X is 28 degrees.